everybody, my name's Alba. I'm with Moses Lake Realty Group, and today I have Marcella Carey with Frontier Title. So we're going to be answering 4 of your questions. I've written them down, how to stay organized now, and Marcella is going to answer them. So first question, Marcella, we're going to make this quick and easy and simple for everybody who has questions about how the title process works. So the first question is, what role does a title company play in a real estate transaction?
Oh boy.
I think you guys are like the hidden heroes of everything.
Well, let's see if I can answer this right. Well, like we always tell our customers, we are a neutral third party. So we are here to help everyone, both the real estate agents and the buyers and the sellers. And if there's only one real estate agent, the lender, we're just here to help you all. We are here to kind of facilitate behind the scenes to make sure that hopefully you guys can close on time, crossing our fingers,
Yes.
or close early. You just
Yes.
never know, but we're here to kind of just facilitate it and take care of you guys and get all the good information to protect everyone in a transaction.
And honestly, as real estate agents, I don't know where we would be without you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And do you want to explain to them how fun it is to work with some realtors sometimes?
Oh boy, it's a treat, let me tell you.
Alrighty. Question number 2. Can you explain what the lender and owner policy covers and why it's important? So, a lot of the times when my clients are looking at their settlement statement, they ask, well, why do I have to pay the lender policy, or why do I have to pay an owner policy? How does that work?
So the owner's policy is protecting both the previous owner as well as the new owner. So you as the seller are ensuring what we would be doing as freeing and clearing all the title, making sure there's no liens, making sure there's nothing pending on the property. So as a seller, you have to pay for that insurance to protect the property for the life of the property through every seller. And that's why the more the house is sold, there are sometimes different prices, because if it's insured multiple times, there is different abilities to protect the owner's title insurance. And then the lender's title insurance most of the time gets paid by the buyer, or all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to protect the mortgagee. So your lender, that's to protect like the security instrument as the only lien on a property, ensuring that there's nothing else that could affect the buyer or the new owner or the lender who's protecting that buyer.
And the third question, well, actually, to touch on the lender policy. Now, what exactly would that cover in case something comes up? How does that come into play?
It protects the mortgage itself. So if you get a loan for $200,000, it's going to protect kind of that the deed of trust or the lien. It's going to protect the lender if there was ever to be any issues that would rise on the property.
So question number 3, how long does a signing take, and can you explain the recording process?
So a signing can take anywhere from like 10 minutes for a seller to 45 minutes for a seller to 2 hours for a seller. It kind of depends on the clients. So for a buyer, we like to say an average of 30 minutes. Again, that could range from 15 minutes to 2 hours. If you have tons of questions and we want to go through every document and make you feel comfortable, it could take longer. And if you don't have too many questions, it could take less time. The one thing I will tell you about, because I sign most of our clients at this current time, is through all the documents, you typically answer all your own questions. So that's one thing I would tell you as like someone who's buying or selling. Keep your questions in mind, but also listen through each document, because your question might just get answered and then you don't have to worry. So I would save all your questions for the end, because we're going to go through step by step with you. And the recording process, well, if it's a cash deal, you all sign, we get the funds, we can get released, and we record. With a lender, though, it's a little bit more complicated, because all parties have to sign, and then we have to scan everything back to the lender. The lender then has to have a funder who reviews it, and they do internal conditions with your loan officer. And then you also have escrow conditions. We have to cover that, make sure that everyone has been taken care of, and then the lender will then release you. But when they release you, you still don't have their funds typically. So the lender then has to send you the whole amount of the funds from your loan. And once we get the funds, that's when we can record. So there's a couple like extra steps. Luckily in Grant County, we can e-record. Thank goodness for that. It's really evolutionized like recording processes, because you used to not get that call until like 4:45, you know, on the day of closing. Now you could get that call at like 9 a.m. You just never know. So it's pretty interesting like how the recording process can happen, because people are like, well, what time will we get recorded? I can never like estimate, because it depends on the lender, it depends on when we get the wire, it depends on when it gets released, and all of those like good little items that have to get taken care of, so we can make sure that the closing happens perfectly, basically.
Right. So the last question, what not to do at a signing?
Well, thanks to COVID-19, we unfortunately right now can't have kids in our office, which is such a bummer, because we love to be able to have everyone bring in their kids and their little friends, and they come in and they support them, and then they get to take like a family picture, and it's like a big deal. But we don't want to expose your kids, and you know, we don't want to expose ourselves either. So we are asking that no kids come in at this time, and we are requiring masks right now. But the one thing I wouldn't do, I would say the week of your signing, is take a trip. And if you're going to take a trip, you just need to let your real estate agent know, you need to let escrow know, and that way we can accommodate. So we've been using a lot of notarize electronically, thanks to COVID. And surprisingly enough, we do a lot of electronic notarizations right now. So if you aren't local and you are comfortable with doing electronic signings, we can take care of you, and it can be as easy as possible. But if you are not technological savvy, which I'm not sometimes either, you probably should let us know before you get on that plane.
Definitely. And I don't know if anybody should be going to Tahiti, and
I don't either, and I really
know I'd love to.
Yeah. And then the other big thing that a lot of people don't know is, if you're a buyer, you have to bring your funds as certified funds. So that's either like a wire, you electronically send your funds to us. There is wire fraud out there, so please do not take wire instructions from your real estate agents or your lender. Always take them from the title company themselves. We go through a whole process with you to make sure that those are verified wire instructions. And then there's also cashier's checks, which are cheaper. They're about $5 most of the time, or less. Wires range around $25 if you want to save a couple dollars here and there. You can bring us a cashier's check from your local bank, and that would also be a verified fund.
So do not bring your cash to close in pennies. Has that happened before?
No, but I do get sellers every day, because when I give sellers their money back after we close, I get to give them the option of how they want their money back, and they're always like, will you give me $5 bills? I can't.
No, sorry. That's funny. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marcella, for being here. We appreciate it. This has been very helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, and I will also post this on my Facebook page. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, and bye. See you soon.
Let's get closed.
Let's do it. What do you think?
Yay! Yeah, just maybe take that part out about